Today I'm going to try and multitask and get makeup on as fast as I can while answering some of your most commonly asked questions in my real life. If you've never seen a video of mine before, my name is Cara and I'm a licensed cosmetologist. I've been in the beauty industry for nearly 10 years now, and I absolutely love testing products and researching ingredients. So if there are any scientific claims on skincare or makeup, I need to know if it's real or if it is a lie, because far too often these brands be trying to pull a fast one to get a quick buck. So if you're interested in that, just keep watching. And quick shout out to my Aunt Bonnie. I am using today the same foundation that I just purchased for you to try. And well, just so everyone knows, she's paying for it. Thank you, Aunt Bonnie. But she trusts my recommendations so much that she just blindly lets me buy things for her. And yeah, so shout out to you. This is the foundation that I am sending you. And as you saw, I just kind of swiped it all over. I was a little bit generous today. You don't have to put quite as much pigment down. And then I'm just kind of haphazardly using my hand to rub it all in. And it is such a quick drying gel formula that is gonna behave like a cream in terms of the appearance on the skin. Like, it's gonna stay looking hydrated, it's gonna stay looking smooth, like it doesn't dry down to that powdery, crunchy, yucky, which gives a lot of people bad visible texture. This one really helps smooth out texture while also drying down really well, almost undetectable. Oh, I hope I didn't just mess up my mic too much. So that's why I really like this one for any age, but especially anyone who's getting to the point where a lot of layers and a lot of powdering and a lot of those sorts of textures aren't flattering. I think the foundation is right up there with perfect. So got that on. Now I want to talk about a question I get a lot, and it has to do with the appearance of our skin. A lot of times people will ask me, both to recommend skincare that will help with the appearance of aging, and also makeup that will perform well on skin that's starting to show some just show some unevenness. I'm gonna try and be politically correct, or like socially correct. I don't want to trigger anyone by saying like aging or wrinkling or anything like that, but we all know that that's what I'm talking about. So bear with me if that does, kind of trigger you a little bit. But we all have it. And I think what's interesting is I've been in the beauty industry for so long now and interested in applying makeup on hundreds of people. I think we make this assumption that only old people struggle with texture or crinkling and lines, like fine lines. And I have found that so many humans get smile lines in their 20s, and some people are just genetically disposed to a ton of fine lines under the eye. All of these things have nothing to do with age. and they don't scream, "You're an old person," to me when I see a physical structure that's not perfectly smooth on someone's face. And so I think right off the bat, I want to encourage the you don't have to love your um what you would view as imperfections. You don't have to like, you know, fake it till you make it to pretend and be like, I think these perceived flaws are beautiful, and then, go on to really not feel that way. I'm not asking you to lie to yourself. However, I think we need to stop um like faulting ourselves or acting as if those things are failures. They're not failures, they're just challenges. And I think the challenge that you're faced with is, where are you going to put the work? Are you going to put your work into finding products, finding an esthetician to do facials? Are you going to find, a friend like me that's an expert in all of these products and like do the work to see if you can make any change? Or are you going to do the work of loving yourself as is, flaws and all, for whatever those perceived flaws are? Because just as a reminder, 99% of the world around you is not going to see your skin as full of flaws. 99% of people are only thinking about their own flaws. And so we're all just a bunch of flawed people with all these insecurities, and we just happen to bump into each other every day. So just be gentle and gracious and choose your work, right? Choose where you're going to choose your hard, right? That's what all of those mantras say, and it's true, it really is. But to be helpful in a practical way with regards to your skin surface, you really need to learn to define the difference between a surface level issue and a deeper tissue issue. So I'm so curious how that's going to sound on a camera. I'm so sorry. I had a friend yesterday ask me how to diminish the look of lines on her forehead. So the expression lines that we get, I've never had Botox or filler. So just to kind of put that out there, my lines and my age be popping. Those structural issues are deeper tissue issues. So we're still dealing with skin, but skin has so many layers to it. And a lot of times, a texture issue is the topmost layer of the skin in the resistance to exfoliation, like natural exfoliation, because the skin will shed the top layer of dead skin cells on a regular basis. And when you're a teeny tiny kid, that is about every 7 days. And when you get to your 30s or so, that will slow down to every 21 to 28 days, which is why you see so much texture on all skin types: dry, normal, combo, oily, because those skin cells are just not biologically on their own timeline shedding off your face as quickly as they should. So that's when you go in with a product or you use chemistry to help your biology. Okay. When you're dealing with things that are not surface, like the lines on my forehead aren't something I can wipe off the top layer, you have to go in with an ingredient that actually has the capacity to break through the skin barrier. So 99% of the products that you can find, that you can go into a store or order online to use all on your own without a medical intervention here in the United States, 99% of those products aren't going to do a lot for the deeper tissue issues, because that is such a like deeper biological thing, right? So cosmetics, and most of our skincare here in the United States is considered cosmetics. They are produced in a way that cannot lead to harm. And when you start to really dabble in biological structural changes, you're getting into the medical field, right? Like you're getting into a little bit more of an elite area of skincare. And so that being said, that's why if you watch dermatologists, or if you have ever, followed someone who's an expert in skincare, they'll always say the gold standard in products for aging skin or acne prone skin is a retinol. My biggest beef with that is retinol with an OL can almost, excuse me, did you guys hear that in the microphone? I'm so sorry. My biggest beef is that retinol with an OL, first of all, does barely anything in terms of notable change to the structure of your face and your skin, especially if you've reached the point in your skin journey where you do have some recognizable, permanent-ish structure change to your biology. There's that, like, it's just settled in, So you can't use a diluted active ingredient that's diluted down to like the micro unit and expect it to give you the potent action that something concentrated would give you. Okay, so let's talk about that for just a second, and I hope that this is where you find the most help. But in the over-the-counter, or in the category of products that you can purchase for yourself without a medical professional, you should be looking for products that have retinol with an AL, because that is the more concentrated version of what you can purchase for yourself. I personally only know of 3 products at Ulta Beauty that fall into that category, and I'm sure there's more online or possibly even at Sephora, but I personally haven't done that research yet. I've only researched what Ulta has, and those products are the Murad Skin Renewal one in the dark green packaging, not the lighter green, and it's the Retinol AL. And then The Ordinary has one. I think it's their Retinol Emulsion. I have that one as well. And then I believe Peach and Lily has one as well, but I personally don't prefer a lot of fluffy ingredients of like fruits and veggies in my skincare, just from a rancid standpoint. I don't want to even tempt my products to go rancid. So those three are the ones that I know of that you could purchase for yourself and start to actually make biological structural changes. However, they are potent. They're gonna leave a mark. Literally, that's what you want them to do. So you may experience some pretty intense stinging and a sensitive skin barrier while that product makes its way and forces its way into your deeper layers of your skin. Um, Another Aunt Bonnie shout out. This is the eyeliner I sent you. So I like to tight line with it. I find that that's the most impactful liner placement for everyone everywhere because it like builds this volume into your lash line that makes your lashes look fuller and stand out and frames the eye better than if you darken the top side of your lashes. A lot of times that ends up making your lid space look smaller, and it can actually age people, make you look older than you are. So I like to go underneath the lash line, and I have worked my way into not being so sensitive to this, but definitely be very careful. Make sure that there's no sharp edges on any tortle, any sort of liner that you could potentially be using here, because you don't want to scratch that sensitive side of your eye. Okay, what was I saying? Because I got to get going. I was talking about retinol. Oh, sensitivities. So with an active ingredient like that, you are going to experience some side effects, right? The side effects for using a retinol do diminish with use and time. Oh man. Oh well. So take that into consideration. These results or these unwanted side effects are not forever, but it could be that stinging, sensitivity, redness, and even a lot of flaking as the top layer of the skin exfoliates more quickly from a vitamin A, which is what retinol and tretinoin, it's all forms of vitamin A. As it takes action in your skin, it starts to help the shedding process quicken more naturally again. And it also rebuilds the collagen of the deeper tissue layers. Quick other suggestion or tip. With a curved brush mascara, start with the curve, like the belly of the curve pointed in towards your roots when you're going in with your first coat to help just get the roots and not poke yourself in the eye. So oh my gosh, if you're still hanging with me, you are a real one, because I have ADHD so bad that I can bounce around 10 topics and keep my train of thought. And I know that that's really frustrating for people who need like to think linearly and have one topic at a time. So, as you experience, your first timer with some structural change products, give yourself a lot of room to transition and only start by using the ingredient or the product once a week at night. Put it on dry skin. Don't be putting it on damp skin because it'll increase the potency. Put it on dry skin, and even if you are especially sensitive, then put it on after you've done your whole routine and after you've moisturized your skin barrier. If you really want to get both barrels blasting and take some intense action on the biological structure of your skin, then I recommend seeing a dermatologist. Get that prescription strength vitamin A. It's called tretinoin. There may be other varieties as well. The strongest form of retinol, OL, I forgot to say, is adapalene, which I know Differin, the brand, sells at the drugstore, as well as La Roche-Posay has an adapalene as well. So I would say here are your stair steps of potent products for structural improvement to your skin. If you've never used anything, start with an adapalene. Start with the retinol. Start with an adapalene. Start one night a week. Start just how I said on dry skin. I gotta go. Start on dry skin. Start after you moisturize. Build up your tolerance to that. You'll start seeing some like baby step results. Take a picture of your skin before you start this though, so that you can encourage yourself with your journey. Once you've like finished that one product, you know, it's empty, you're about ready to throw it away, then start with your retinol, AL. Go through that whole product, you know, build up a new tolerance to that. And then if you're still just like taking that picture after that and you don't see, you know, a huge improvement and you're not like just jumping for joy, then call your dermatologist and set up an appointment with them so that you can get yourself the products that will actually make a difference on your skin. And that's all I have for you guys today. I hope this no makeup look was fun to watch. I need to do my hair and run out the door, and I will see you guys in a video again very soon. Thanks for watching.